Well, happy Thursday morning to you, Central Georgia. I'm meteorologist David Guerrero, filling in for Alex Pry as he will be doing some live shots for our Stuff the Truck event in Warner Robins. So the Walmart at Watson Boulevard. I was actually at the Macon Walmart off Zebulon Road doing live shots all throughout the morning shows, and it was quite a delight. And you still have time to go out there and donate, but I'm here doing the extended forecast, and well, it was quite a morning. It was a foggy morning, very warm. I didn't really need to use my sweater, but you could really feel the moisture in the air. And now we're starting to see most of the fog subside, but we are still seeing some mostly cloudy conditions, especially in Perry around the National Fairgrounds and in Dublin. The sunshine is starting to peek through Macon and through Warner Robins. So many different places across Central Georgia are seeing different things in terms of cloud cover and in terms of fog. Looking at the current number right now, if we can get this clicker to work, the current number, well, the clicker does not want to work at all. But let's pull up the current number. So we're seeing temperatures right now, and nothing wants to work. So let's change that. So typically that means that there's something wrong. There we go, 66 degrees in Dublin, winds are calm, and the headlines show more clouds to end the week. It was a sunnier week overall, no rain chances. It was very delightful, and we'll have well above average temperatures. We actually had a record high yesterday in terms of the afternoon highs, where we saw temperatures into the lower 80s, and then we could see some showers Friday night into Saturday morning. This will all be due to a cold front that will be passing through Central Georgia throughout tomorrow overnight. So talking about that afternoon high, this is yesterday's almanac, and notice we had an official high yesterday at around 84 degrees. Now we're getting into mid-November where these numbers are unheard of, and rightfully so, since this was a record. This was a record set in 1942. So the past record before yesterday was 83 degrees. So we just beat the record by 1 degree. So it was a very warm afternoon yesterday. The t-shirt and shorts weather, especially after some cold weather for the earlier start of this month. And we will potentially, or we could potentially break some records for the rest of this week. So I'll show you that with the afternoon high temperature graphic coming up. We had a low yesterday morning around 46 degrees. This morning it was pretty warm. We saw temperatures into the lower 50s. Satellite radar shows clouds towards our south. Most of the clouds are confined for places south of I-16. We have patches of sun towards the north. This is the reason why the sky camera in Warner Robins and Macon showed sunshine, rather places in Dublin and in Perry were mostly cloudy. So this is the reason why we're seeing two different things within our sky cameras and two different things all across Central Georgia, because the clouds and the fog is confined towards the south. Now looking towards the picture of the southeast, we're seeing that most of the clouds across our nation are towards the north over the Great Plains. We're also seeing a complex of storms and showers that are moving into Tennessee, out of Missouri. We have showers in the southern part of Illinois, the southern part of Indiana, and we also have showers for the northern part of Mississippi. And so we're seeing that the weather is a lot more active, and this is due to some frontal boundaries around those areas that's providing the lift for rain and storms to occur. Now this is the reason why we're seeing temperatures cooler towards the north as well. We can see a defined cold front near Amarillo and Wichita, seeing temperatures into the mid-50s, going a little bit more west to that in the Rockies into the mid-40s. And then as we see temperatures getting closer to our area, we're seeing 60s, upper 60s in North Texas, 70s in Houston, upper 70s there. And then for our neck of the woods, we're seeing temperatures into the upper 60s and upper 70s towards the south in South Georgia and in Jacksonville, Florida specifically. Now looking statewide, as I mentioned, temperatures a little bit more consistent towards the northern half, but for the southern half, seeing temperatures into the upper 70s, as I mentioned, upper 70s in Valdosta, upper 70s in Albany, mid 70s in Brunswick. But then if we get north of that line, just north of Albany, temperatures are more consistently into the upper 60s. So temperatures here in Central Georgia upper to mid 60s generally. We do have a couple of lower 60s in Unadilla, Eastman, McRae, lower 60s in Montezuma. And this is all due to the cloud cover just limiting the sunshine from reaching the ground and heating up the ground, which causes our temperatures to warm up. So this is the reason why we're seeing a temperature discrepancy between places such as Unadilla, Eastman, as compared to places up towards the north, such as Macon and Monticello, where they're seeing temperatures closer to the 70s. Now, if we compare this to 24 hours ago, we're actually experiencing a cool down, seeing temperatures, if we compare this 24 hours ago, 10 to 7 degrees cooler than this time yesterday, even 12 degrees cooler than this time yesterday in Dublin. So hour by hour, we should warm up to the upper 70s by the heart of the afternoon, and we should potentially see the lower 80s. That's what we're forecasting as our official high. Now, thankfully, the winds are extremely calm, seeing just calm winds throughout, not even seeing sustained wind that is close to 5 miles per hour. It's just calm, barely anything. So the wind is negligible. One thing that wasn't negligible was the fog this morning. We had a dense fog advisory, and most of central Georgia had dense fog. This map earlier today, when Alex Pry was doing the morning show, you could see just purple, white all over the place, meaning dense fog for most of central Georgia. Now we're still seeing fog. The fog is reserved in Macon, but now most places have their conditions cleared at the moment, which is a good thing. So today, morning fog. Now most of the fog has cleared out, so we could potentially see a sprinkle, but it'll be a mainly dry day, mostly cloudy. And once again, we're forecasting afternoon highs into the lower 80s, and this is actually way above average. Well, if we get specific, around 13 degrees above average for this time of year. 81 degrees also comes close to the record high as well. Winds are going to be calm as well too. So looking at the future view, it's going to be a mostly cloudy day, and we could potentially see some peaks of sunshine, just like what Macon and Warner Robins are experiencing right now. But once again, I'd say we'll generally see more clouds than sun. We could potentially see a sprinkle for the next couple of hours just due to the amount of moisture that we have as of right now. And then we get into the later portions of the day, still mostly cloudy, still mainly dry. So we still have enough time, or I'd say the rain is not going to hinder anyone's plans. If you're wanting to go to Warner Robins or Macon for Stuff the Truck, you're going to have pretty much fantastic weather throughout the day. So go out there and donate. For tomorrow, we'll have another batch of clouds moving in. It'll be another mainly dry day. Then we could see breaks in the cloud cover after midday, where it will be generally mostly sunny. Once we get into the evening, that's when a front is going to start to approach. So we'll start to see this front. It's generally broken in nature, as shown by the future view, and this front could provide some showers as we get into the evening and late night. But as many fronts that we typically see this time of year in central Georgia, they're breaking apart. So this is the reason why we have a very low rain chance. I'd say most places are going to be dry rather than wet tomorrow, but you still may catch an isolated or stray shower tomorrow late night and tomorrow early morning. So we get into Saturday late morning, still a couple sprinkles are possible, and it'll be mostly cloudy. And then Saturday afternoon is going to be a mostly sunny day for the most part, great for any outdoor plans. Still a slight sprinkle chance is possible, very similar to our sprinkle chances for later this afternoon. We'll stay mainly dry and mostly sunny throughout Saturday and for Sunday as well. Sunday is going to be a completely sunny day. We don't have any rain chances for Sunday. So generally, outdoor plans are going to be good to go for this upcoming weekend. So go out there and enjoy it. So once again, here's the specific weekend forecast, a 20% chance of rain. This is for Saturday morning, and it's also going to be a warm day. So Saturday, the temperatures could be once again into the lower 80s, morning lows into the mid 60s. I don't think a sweater is needed in the morning at all. Sunday morning lows will get a little cooler into the lower 50s, afternoon highs mid 70s, warmer than average. I'd say this is almost a perfect day. Sunday will be a mostly sunny day as well. So overall, a great weekend is ahead of us. It will stay mostly sunny for the first half of the week, and then we get into Tuesday, clouds will start to pick up. Notice this frontal boundary moving on through. That'll be the rain chance coming up for next Wednesday, but we're starting to see some model discrepancy. Models are starting to disagree on terms of the timing and the strength of this front. So we have the Euro and the GFS model. The Euro is the model in blue. It has splashes of blue on there, meaning indicating that this front is going to be weak, disorganized in nature, meaning potentially isolated showers at best. The GFS model has this front moving on through and then breaking apart after it moves through central Georgia, indicating potentially good rain chances. So I'm going to take the solution in the middle, meaning that I say we could potentially see scattered showers at best, but I don't think we're going to see anything widespread from this frontal boundary for the middle of next week. Then for Thanksgiving, I'd say Thanksgiving is going to be mainly dry. The Euro model is trying to show rain for Thanksgiving. I'd say I'm not going to buy much stock into this. I'd say Thanksgiving is going to be mainly dry. But we do really need the rain because with the latest drought monitor, more places in central Georgia are now within a severe drought. Actually, the majority of the southwestern and southern counties are within a severe drought. So going county by county, Upson County, half of Crawford County, all of Taylor County, all of Macon County, Dooley County, Chris County, Wilcox County, half of Dodge County, and the upper half of Telfair County, Wheeler County, and Montgomery County. They're within the severe drought. The rest of central Georgia are within a moderate drought. So we really need the rain now more than ever. And unfortunately, these next couple of rain chances just don't look that impressive. Now, in terms of the temperature outlook, we've been warmer than average for the past couple of days. Of course, yesterday afternoon, we broke the afternoon high in terms of the record set in 1942. And for the upcoming week, looks like we'll also be above average in terms of temperatures. I'd say most of the above average temperatures are going to come in the next couple of days. So for the weekend and for the start of the work week. But then as we get closer to Thanksgiving, we'll start to see temperatures cool down. So looking at the afternoon highs for the next couple of days, notice temperatures are going to be into the lower 80s in the afternoon. And here are the records for the next couple of days as well. So I mentioned earlier in the show, we're expecting lower 80s. Well, the record high is 83 degrees, 2 degrees shy of matching that record. But then for tomorrow, we're forecasting 82 degrees, which would beat the record tomorrow. So two records could potentially be broken this week. And then the forecasted high on Saturday is forecasted to match the record of 81 degrees as well. But then once we get into Sunday, temperatures should drop into the mid 70s. Still warmer than average, but not as warm as the temperatures that we're expecting for the next 3 days. We'll continue to see mid 70s for the start of the work week. Notice still above average. Cold morning lows, extremely low. Not as cold as that stretch of freezing temperatures that we had earlier this month, where we had freezing temperatures into the mid 20s. That one morning that we had, extremely unbearable. Well, we'll see temperatures way warmer than that. So for tomorrow, we'll have morning lows into the upper 50s. Saturday, mid 60s, extremely warm there. And then on Sunday, we'll have temperatures into the lower 50s. We'll start to get closer to average by Monday morning, so for the start of the work week. But still, that's technically 4 degrees warmer than average based off our forecasted morning low for Monday. In terms of the humidity, that's going to fluctuate. So today, humidity was fairly high. It was a little bit muggy. This is the reason why we had fog, because the humidity matched our actual temperature. So because of that, we experienced something called saturation, where clouds basically formed close to the surface. That's why we had extremely dense fog, and this is the reason why, or part of the reason why was because of the high amounts of moisture that we had. Tomorrow, humidity is going to go down slightly into the 50s, so it's going to be more comfortable. And then we're going to see an uptick back to slightly humid humidity values once we get into the start of next week. So by Sunday, we'll start to see a drop off in humidity levels, and we'll go to comfortable and then eventually pleasant humidity to straight up dry humidity that we typically see into the winter months, with dew point values into the 40s by Monday, and then humidity values will rebound back to the 50s on Tuesday and on Wednesday. So here's a look at the winds for the next couple of days. Thankfully today, winds are going to be negligible, calm. You're not going to experience any sudden gusts of wind. It's not going to affect your hair or ruin your hair at all. So if you're worried about that, good news, today is going to be a good day for you. By tomorrow, once we get closer to the front arriving, we'll start to see wind gusts pick up. It's not going to be extremely gusty, but maybe a little breezy. Could see a gust of winds right around 17 miles per hour in Macon, 15 miles per hour in Cordeal, 16 miles per hour in Dublin. Same thing for Vidalia. This is around 3 o'clock. And then once the front moves through, the winds will start to die down. So let's go through those possible. Okay, there we go. So by Friday evening, we'll start to see winds still relatively breezy at around 17 miles per hour. Then once that front moves on through, so by Saturday afternoon, we'll start to see wind gusts die down. Now, for the tropics, we're getting close to the official end of tropic season. So the official end of hurricane season is December 1st. And thankfully, we're not expecting any activity over the next 7 days. The National Hurricane Center has not outlined anything in the Atlantic at all. So it's looking good that will be the first season since 2015 where a hurricane has not made landfall in the continental United States. So a fantastic tropic season overall, other than that one hurricane, Hurricane Melissa, that went into Jamaica, which was extremely strong. That was very unprecedented. But in terms of the continental United States, it's been a great tropic season, and I think a lot of people were happy with the outcome. Looking at the 7-day forecast, we have a 10% chance of rain today. This is covering the chance of a slight sprinkle. And also today is our last day of Stuff the Truck, a great day to be generous, to donate non-perishable foods or monetary donation towards a fantastic cause. We'll have warm temperatures into the afternoon, into the lower 80s. Same thing for tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow we're forecasting to break another record for our afternoon high. We'll have a 20% chance of rain. This will come into the evening and to Saturday morning due to a passing cold front. Saturday afternoon should be mostly sunny, still warm into the lower 80s. By Sunday, we'll stick with the sunshine. We'll have afternoon highs into the mid 70s, so afternoon highs will drop slightly. By Monday, we'll also see mostly sunny conditions. By Tuesday and Wednesday, we're expecting another frontal boundary to move on through. That's why we have a 30% chance of rain for both of those days. But honestly, those rain chances are not really as impressive, as we could really use the widespread rain due to the widespread drought that we currently have here in central Georgia.